Now, Adam Silver has caused quite a stir in WNBA world because he just went on the Today Show and he was talking about the WNBA CBA. And here's what he had to say. He said, "I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in."
Listen to this. The WNBA has officially spiraled into total chaos. We're talking about Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and NBA Chief Adam Silver locking horns behind the scenes. Players are furious, owners are losing it, and the league's entire future now seems to rest on one name, Caitlin Clark. And the irony? It's honestly painful. The very player who once saved the league might now be the reason it tears apart. So the real question becomes, who's actually losing control? The rift between Engelbert and Silver isn't new, but this time it's blown wide open for everyone to see. And the spark that lit the fuse? You guessed it, Caitlin Clark. Yep. The same superstar who boosted ratings, filled arenas, and turned the WNBA into a weekly trending sensation has now, without meaning to, become the center of a full-scale power struggle between league leadership and its own players' union. So let's break down what's really happening here. Plain and simple.
In this cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it. So what he's talking about here is the revenue share that the players have been fighting for. So essentially what the players have said in these negotiations is that they want to be paid more when it comes to their salary, but they also want a higher percentage of the revenue split because currently they are only getting 9% of that revenue split. But we have went over it a million times, you guys. The structure of the WNBA, the finances in the
So, here's the main problem. The WNBA is right in the middle of its collective bargaining agreement, the CBA talks. This is where players and league officials square off, clashing over major financial matters like salaries, bonuses, and most importantly, how revenue gets divided. Picture it as a tug of war over who gets the bigger slice of the pie. Then Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, appears on national TV, the Today Show no less, and drops a statement that stunned everyone watching. He said, "I think share isn't the right way to see it since there's so much more revenue in the NBA. The players will earn more money this time around, and they deserve it, but not a higher percentage."
As you know, they're calling for, players in the WNBA are calling for more money. They 9%, I believe, accordingly. They get 9% of total revenue compared to roughly 50% of the revenue of NBA players. Should they be getting a larger share of the revenue in the WNBA?
Yes. I mean, I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective.
In simple terms, it meant, sure, you'll get a raise, but don't even dream of joining the big leagues. That's exactly when Kathy Engelbert's worst nightmare began, because the second Adam Silver said those words, the WNBPA, the players' union, completely lost it. They clapped back almost instantly with a brutally sarcastic post tagging Adam Silver himself, writing, "Don't want to share, Adam Silver?" And no, this wasn't some random fan page or burner account. It came straight from the official WNBA Players Association, going full-on savage mode on Instagram.
What the solution is. Now, in true WNBPA fashion, they decided to clap back on their Instagram account to Adam Silver's remarks. And they posted this. They said, "Don't want to share at Adam Silver." So they literally tagged Adam Silver, used a screenshot from this interview, and posted this in their Instagram story. You guys, I do not know what they think doing that will accomplish. You know how there's that meme where it's like 0 days of whatever? It's like 0 days of
totally not professional, definitely not entertaining. Oh, absolutely. And believe me, things are only going to get even crazier from here.
Like, we call BS and we see you. It's like, I don't understand what posting this does besides stir up more drama. People are like, ooh, look at them. Look, it's like, no, we're acting like children. Should be acting like a professional organization. You have to work out these things at the negotiating table, not on social media. Like, this is so childish to me. And when I saw this, it just reminded me of how draining it is sometimes to cover this league, because it's like seriously, truly.
But here's where things really turn ugly. Right after that, the league's spokesperson fired back, calling the union's statement misleading. They flat out claimed the WNBA had already proposed an uncapped revenue sharing plan tied directly to league growth. In simpler words, they basically said, hey, we gave you a fair deal. Maybe you just didn't bother reading it. Now Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is caught right in the middle, struggling to calm angry players while avoiding a public clash with her real boss, Adam Silver, who, let's be honest, controls most of the money. Here's the harsh truth no one wants to admit. The WNBA doesn't even fully own itself. The league holds just 42% of its own operations, the NBA owns another 40%, and the remaining 18% belongs to outside investors who jumped in back in 2022 when the WNBA was desperate for funding. So even if Kathy Engelbert wanted to give players a 50-50 revenue split like the NBA, she literally can't. The league doesn't have that kind of authority. And now, these players are threatening to challenge the one person actually keeping the lights on: Adam Silver. This, my friends, is why every single owner, investor, and sponsor in that boardroom is quietly panicking, frantically panicking right now. Because if the players dig in and refuse to play without a new deal, we're staring down something completely unprecedented in WNBA history. A lockout, and the timing? It honestly couldn't be worse. The next CBA deadline lands on Halloween, and trust me, that's shaping up to be a total nightmare for everyone involved. The WNBA players insist they're fighting for fairness, saying they're undervalued and deserve a larger slice of league revenue, not just a simple salary bump. And on paper, sure, that sounds reasonable. But here's the massive catch. The WNBA has never turned a profit. Just last year alone, the league reportedly lost around $40 million. And here's the kicker. That's with Caitlin Clark packing arenas, boosting ratings, and driving ticket sales through the roof. So, let's put this in perspective. The league is losing money every single year, yet players want a bigger share of those very losses. That's basically the same argument Adam Silver is making, just dressed up in polite, PR-friendly language. Meanwhile, Kathy Engelbert is doing everything she can not to say that part out loud, knowing the internet would absolutely drag her name through the mud. The players, though? They couldn't care less about the numbers. They're pointing directly at Caitlin Clark, saying, "Look at the crowds, look at the ratings, look at the jersey sales. We're finally relevant. We deserve more." And the awkward truth? They're not wrong. Because without Caitlin Clark, this entire debate wouldn't even exist. This is all happening because she's the core reason owners even have leverage to strike a new media deal. She's the reason new sponsors appeared, attendance doubled, and ratings soared. Every single metric the players used to justify higher pay stems directly from Caitlin Clark's unbelievable success. And that's what makes the whole thing both ironic and tragic. Because now Adam Silver is essentially looking at Kathy Engelbert and saying, "You caused this." In his eyes, it's her golden child's fault. The league became completely addicted to the Caitlin Clark effect. And now it's paying the price. Remember when she got injured earlier this year? Everything fell apart. Ratings plummeted, talk shows stopped covering the league, and ESPN's WNBA content tanked so badly, they even canceled a new program within weeks. That injury was a harsh wake-up call for owners. Without Caitlin Clark, the hype vanishes overnight, and you can bet Adam Silver noticed. He's probably in his office thinking, "See, this is exactly why we're not giving a 50% revenue share. Remove her, and the numbers collapse." Meanwhile, the players keep insisting, "No, the league is growing because of all of us." And Silver is likely smirking, thinking, "Really? We saw the ratings without her." That's why Kathy Engelbert is trapped between two explosive forces: her players' sky-high expectations and Adam Silver's cold dose of reality. Every public comment now sounds like frantic damage control. The union blames the league for stalling, while the league accuses the players of completely twisting the facts. Deals, offers, and accusations keep flying. Fans are dividing into camps, and sponsors are anxiously waiting on the sidelines, debating whether they should even renew next year's contracts. The entire thing now feels less like a pro sports league and more like a dramatic daytime soap. Fewer baskets, but way more boardroom chaos. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark's name just won't disappear. Whether she wants it or not, she's become the focal point of every single argument. The living proof of success, the justification for bigger paychecks, and the ultimate bargaining chip in every deal. Even retired WNBA legends like Rebecca Lobo are admitting it. In the past, the NBA could have easily said, "Enough, this isn't working," and pulled the plug. But now, these franchises are worth too much, these women are worth too much. And the translation behind that polished statement? The only reason they're worth too much now is because of one player's unbelievable popularity, Caitlin Clark. You can literally sense the quiet panic behind those words. Everyone knows the truth. But absolutely no one wants to say it out loud. To say it out loud. The league's entire survival is now completely bound to Caitlin Clark. And that, my friends, is a terrifying place for any commissioner to be.